When we talk about big fires, we most often focused on acres burned and homes destroyed, and that certainly is important. But sometimes there's another impact as well that we don't get to see so easily, and we're going to take a bit of time to talk about that tonight. When fire burns through an area, it chews up the forest and destroys the trees and underbrush that holds all the dirt and rock in place. That happened about a week ago near a place called Happy Camp, which is along the Klamath River in Northern California, 40 miles south of the Oregon border. You can sort of see it where that red dot is, and the border's at the top of the screen there. After the fire, a powerful thunderstorm rolled through and created a flash flood, sending lots of mud into the river. All that mud and debris swelled the Klamath River and choked off the oxygen for the fish. Craig Tucker is a natural resources policy advocate for the Karuk tribe, which first discovered the fish kill.
People started observing dead fish floating into town, and you really couldn't go upstream to investigate things thoroughly because of active fire activity. The highway's closed 50 miles up the road. But our fisheries program at the Karuk tribe launched into action, went as far up, about 20 miles upstream from Happy Camp as they could, and were really devastated by what they saw Friday and Saturday. Tens of thousands of dead fish are floating in the river, filling up every eddy. We started putting all the pieces together best we could. We have water quality equipment in the river that's monitored remotely. So what we know happened was there was a high severity burn event on a couple of creeks in that area, followed by a thunderstorm that created a flash flood. So this was a kind of a rare and unseasonable heavy rain event in a small area. And it just washed tons and tons of sediment and ash and debris into the river. It doubled the flow of the Klamath River in this area.
Now, typically rivers like the Klamath are clear and clean as they run through Northern California in those remote areas. That flash flood really changed that. Take a look at this picture sent to us by the Karuk tribe. There's a distinct line between the awful muddy water there kind of in the far end of the picture and the clear water trying to flow into it. Craig told me all that mud took the oxygen level of the water, which the fish of course need to live, down to zero for several hours on the night of August 3rd. It suffocated thousands and thousands of fish.
And what kind of fish were dying? I saw those pictures, but I couldn't really identify them.
Well, some of the bigger fish in those pictures are actually suckers. I think people sometimes disparage suckers, but they're fundamentally important to the river. They clean the river system. They eat the algae, really important for water quality. But mixed in there and hard to see in those pictures were tens of thousands of juvenile salmon. So these are Chinook and coho salmon that are just a few inches long. That those fish, some of those fish will spend a year of their life in the river before they're big and strong enough to go out to the ocean. So we will really see the consequences of this event in a few years when we're looking for those adult fish to return.
So that's not great. Again, we're talking about the Klamath River and a massive fish kill just south of the Oregon border. Some of the pictures and videos from the scene there showed lots of smoke down in the water. I don't know if you noticed that, but it looked sort of foggy, but that was smoke. Craig Tucker with the Karuk tribe says actually smoke is not the problem for the fish.
Yeah, well, interestingly, smoke can really be beneficial to fish. Smoke actually shades the river from sunshine. And so sometimes fire vents actually have a cooling effect on the river. And so for the Karuk tribe, who I work for, and other tribes in this area, in the late fall, fires are often set on the landscape as part of cultural practices. And it probably was the cue for the river to cool down and for fish to start moving. So there is a positive relationship between fish and fire. In this case, the landscape that's burning hasn't seen fire for 70 years. And that's not normal. This is from policies enacted by the Forest Service and California's CAL FIRE. This landscape should see fire more regularly. It should see fire at a time of year where it's safe to burn, when the temperatures are cooler and the humidity is higher, and would consume a lot of this fuel that's on the ground. But when you spend 70 years putting out every fire as fast as you can, eventually it catches up to you and you have a catastrophic fire event like we're living through right now.
So there it is. Fires happen, especially this time of year, and can bring devastating impacts to streams and rivers, whether we see it or not. And that's in addition, of course, to homes and acres. And many, including Craig Tucker there, the natural resources policy advocate for the Karuk tribe, think there needs to be more use of fire in cooler months to safely clear the landscape. So what's your take on all this? Do you have a forestry expertise? Do you want to share your expertise with us? Does the Northwest need more managed fires? And even if you're not an expert, I'd love to hear from you. You can email me. The address is thestory@kgw.com, or call and leave a voicemail. Our phone number is 503-226-5090.